What's up, everybody? Hey, we got a little special episode here. We're going to talk about Baker Mayfield, 49ers. It's Victory Monday, but we're not going to do Victory Monday show just yet. I just want to get on here and talk about Baker Mayfield. Let's get the intro, and we'll talk all about it. What's up, faithful? How we feeling today? The 49ers got a big dub. I understand that. We'll talk about that more today. But there's a lot of news this morning surrounding Baker Mayfield, former quarterback of the Carolina Panthers and the Cleveland Browns. He asked for his release from the Panthers. They granted it. And the 49ers might need a backup quarterback, is what everybody's saying. Although I have my thoughts about it. I'm going to tell you what I think. And according to Ian Rappaport, he says he asked the Panthers for his release, knowing that the 49ers might have a backup quarterback offer. Now, the 49ers waiver priority is about 24, so it's pretty low. So if another team ahead of them really wants him that needs a quarterback, maybe they'll jump him and take him, just so the 49ers don't get him. Do I think we need him? I don't. I think Baker Mayfield is trash. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I know he had a good season with Cleveland a few years back, took him to the playoffs. I know Carolina was a bad team. I just don't think Baker has really shown that he's a great quarterback in this league. I don't. That's my opinion. Maybe you guys think different. And then I know a lot of people are saying we need a backup. Brock Purdy needs a backup, this and that. Listen, the 49ers have gone through two quarterbacks already. They're on their third quarterback. Like, nobody could predict this. This is the most a roller coaster type season. A crazy story, emotional roller coaster. I cannot believe that we, A, lost Trey Lance, fractured his ankle, and then B, we lost Jimmy Garoppolo. He broke his foot. Like, this is crazy. If Brock, and there's a lot of people that says, well, what if Brock gets hurt? If Brock Purdy gets hurt and you lose three starting quarterbacks, that's just bad luck. Now, I know they got Josh Johnson, and he's been on this team several times, and he's not the answer, but he knows the system. He's basically getting paid a nickel. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a backup. Baker Mayfield would be $1.3 million. I know he's a former number one pick. You take a flyer. I don't like his character. I don't know. To me, I just don't think Baker would fit this locker room culture. And at this point, I really feel we have to see what Brock Purdy has. I mean, you never know. Maybe he could be a Cinderella story. Maybe he becomes, I'm not going to say next Tom Brady, but the next Nick Foles. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, right? Nobody believed in him. You never know. I know he's a rookie. They're going to see how far they go. I'm intrigued to see how far this goes. And you know what? Next season, Trey Lance will be your quarterback one. You need a backup. And if Purdy develops, he will be a good backup. He's had 4 years of college under his belt. It's not like he's a raw project. He's got some talent. He was poised yesterday. I really liked what I saw out of Brock. Now, I know it's going to get harder. The games are tough. But you're going to develop this guy to at least be your backup. And, hey, crazier things have happened. You remember in Washington, Kyle Shanahan, the offense coordinator, there was Robert Griffin III. He went down. Kirk Cousins came in. Kirk Cousins became a pretty solid starter. And there was this whole issue. Maybe we are seeing RG3 Kirk Cousins 2.0. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's what's happening. But at the end of the day, I think we got to roll with Brock and just rally behind the guy. The team seems to be really hyped up on Brock, just like Fred Warner said last night. He says, you know what? Brock has to go against the best defense every week in practice. He's going to be good. Nick Bosa says he got that dog in him. He's been playing hard since training camp. I was at training camp. I'll tell you, Brock Purdy looked pretty damn good, according, from what I saw. But he looked good. Obviously, it's training camp. It's a whole different story than the game. But he played pretty good in the preseason, too. Roll with who we have. See how he develops. And he's a rookie. He's only going to get better, right? It's like what people say with Trey Lance. You give him experience, you give him development, he'll get better, right? It's the same concept. I think you roll with Brock, and I just don't think we need to spend any money on Baker Mayfield. I think he was a bad quarterback, in my opinion. But again, that's just my opinion. I don't know. Mr. Irrelevant has become relevant, man. And you got to give Brock his flowers. He played tremendously well under a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on him yesterday, man. He comes in the moment. Jimmy goes down. He's just thrown out there. Dolphins are a good team. This was not an easy game, but he has great weapons. This is the thing. The 49ers are going to push through because they're a team that battles through adversity, and they've done it many times. And I know the thing is with Kyle Shanahan, he hasn't won without Jimmy, but hey, we'll see what happens. We got an elite team, man. This defense is so good. They could carry me out there and probably win some games. Like, this team is not going to fight. They got a squad full of dogs. They're going to fight every moment they have. And they also have some good offensive players, not just the defense. Like CMC, man, he's quarterback's best friend. This guy led the team in rushing and passing. Like, this guy's a legit superstar. I'm so happy we traded for him. Man, the guy was a star. Debo, he clutched up. He played so good. Like, these guys are going to give all the confidence in the world to Brock. He's going to give them all the confidence. I don't think we need any of these quarterbacks that anybody wants. I've seen Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick, Matt Ryan, Drew Brees, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Philip. Most of them are retired or they haven't played in a long time. You got Brock Purdy. He's young. Let the kid develop. You don't need to put any controversy or drama or anything, to deter him. Just let him go out there, be the quarterback without any drama, man. Just let him go out there and cook. If he sucks, he sucks. If he's good, then hey, that's it. That's amazing. Good for him. If he develops and he plays well and we win games, that's icing on the cake. At this point in the season, we're on our third quarterback, man. We're on our third quarterback. Nobody could predict that two quarterbacks were going to break their foot. Nobody could predict that they're going to have two starting quarterbacks break their freaking foot. Like, that's just bad luck. That's just horrible luck. And I feel bad for Jimmy Garoppolo. I feel bad for Trey Lance too. But honestly, I feel bad for Jimmy even more. I feel bad for Jimmy even more because this guy's 31, contract season. This was probably his last big contract. He was balling. He's been through so much crap. I mean, he fought. He didn't know if he wasn't even going to be the quarterback this year. He had surgery on his shoulder this year. People crapped on him, talked trash about his name. He became this quarterback one because of a crazy injury to Trey. And then he was balling, man. And he was taking this team and rallying them and getting his bag, season going. And then, boom, it just comes to an end. It's like Jimmy Garoppolo is like the Jason Verrett of quarterbacks, man. Like, every time you think something's going to come up and he's developing, boom, major injury. And he's had bad injuries to that left foot, or left leg, ACL, ankle sprain, high ankle sprain. And then he has the new, broken foot. Like, I feel bad for Jimmy, man. I really do. But now we have Brock Purdy, the last pick in the NFL draft, and I want to see what he can do. He looked like Jimmy Garoppolo, like a young Jimmy Garoppolo, a little bit more mobility. He was slinging it. He was throwing the ball in tight windows. The team trusted him, and he looked confident, man. That's what I really like. He was confident. He didn't look rattled. He was unflappable. I know he's going to have some tough games. He got Buccaneers defense coming up. Dolphins defense isn't really the greatest in the world, so it was a good first game for him to come in. But under pressure, they were rushing him every time. He was getting rushed every time. But he stayed in the pocket and he delivered, man. And he delivered some darts. So shout out to Brock Purdy. I do not want Baker Mayfield on this team. I don't think we need him. I don't think we need him. Baker would want to come here because he's on a last place team. Of course, Baker wants to come to the Niners. I don't want him to come. I don't care if he wants to come here. I don't want him to come here. That's my opinion. You guys could disagree. I don't care. I don't think the 49ers need Baker. I don't think they should get Baker. I just don't think Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback. That's my opinion. So let's see what you guys have to say in the comments. What's up, 49ers minded? Tori says, should we take a flyer out on Matt Ryan? Why? He's terrible too. The guy's old. He's cooked. Go watch the Colts games. He's cooked. He looks bad. Ryan says, we will rally around Brock Purdy, and he will play good football. I agree. I think he's going to play good. Will he struggle? Yes. He's a rookie. He's going through go through ups and downs. But I tell you what, I think he has something in him that can help this team win. And I think this team's going to keep marching along because they have a phenomenal team. A phenomenal team. It's a team sport, There's 53 players on a roster, and this team is elite, and he has elite talent around him. And that's why I think he's going to be okay, because they have great team. You got a great set of coaches, man. They're not going to let this man fail. I think he's going to go through some ups and downs. Are we going to lose games? Probably. Are we going to win games? Yes. And I think he's going to get better every week. And his confidence will get better every week. So Rick says, true what you said. I agree. But if the office can give him the time, not just protect him. Purdy good. He really stepped up. Yep. I agree. Let's see. This is, for some reason, remind me so much of Kurt Warner, Trent Green. I feel like he could be this new underdog story, Cinderella story. Like, who knows? He may be trash. Okay, he might be the next Nick Mullins, CJ, but he may just be in this moment. Okay, it might be this moment where, like, okay, or he could be the next big Cinderella story. You really don't know. I want to see it play out. And again, Brock has nothing to lose and everything to gain. The 49ers have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Literally nothing to lose right now. Baker Mayfield, I think, would be a mistake. Again, that's my opinion. I think Brock Purdy, the last pick in the NFL draft, nobody even wanted him to be the last pick in the draft. Nobody expected him to even be playing. Nobody even expected him to be even throwing passes right now. But here he is. He's doing it. The first Mr. Irrelevant to throw a touchdown in the NFL game. Like, this is crazy. Crazy. Mr. Irrelevant. No, these guys usually don't play. And now he's getting this chance. This would be the most Cinderella story of all time, man. Cinderella story. Most of all time. This is crazy. I want to see how it goes. Again, he could be horrible or he could be good. We don't know. But I just want him to have the opportunity to go out there without any drama. We always have quarterback drama and who's behind it. Right now, there's nothing to lose. We're 8-4, first place in the NFC West. They've won 5 games in a row, man. They've won 5 games in a row. Let them keep rolling. Let the chips fall how they're gonna fall. We can't lose out games. They don't have a first round pick. You gotta go all in. You gotta roll and see how this thing goes. You know, I'm gonna roll behind Brock. I get it. We have 2 bad backup quarterbacks. They're not really great. But if you lose your 3rd quarterback of the season, and this is what I'm saying, if your third string quarterback, Brock Purdy, who's now your 1st string quarterback, if he gets hurt, I mean, you're just destined for bad luck this season. I pray he doesn't get hurt because we've already lost 2 quarterbacks. And I know everybody's like, oh, you get Baker Mayfield for depth, whatever, for backup. Again, if your 3rd quarterback goes down, becoming the starter, it's just bad. That's just, the luck is horrible. I don't think we need Baker, though. I really don't. He's been bottom of the NFL in almost every metric. He throws turnovers. He's just bad. He's just a bad quarterback. I get it. Carolina was terrible. And Cleveland, there was times where they had bad coaches. But I just haven't seen enough from Baker Mayfield to even want him as a backup. I don't even want him as a backup. I really don't. Because I want Brock Purdy to have the team rally behind him and just go out there and do his thing, man. Just let Brock Purdy go out there and do his thing. Baker for the experience. Why get Baker for the experience when his experience is bad experiences? I don't want a bad backup quarterback. Again, we're going to be paying him $1.3 million. And of course, if we're paying this guy $1.3 million, you think he's not going to push to start? He's going to want to start. And he's not a good starting quarterback. If Baker's there, there's going to be controversy. There's going to be drama. The moment Brock Purdy fails or has a bad game, people are going to say, oh, put in Baker Mayfield. You don't need this drama. You have a great team. Their minds are focused on winning games. You don't need to create controversy that doesn't even exist anymore. There's 2 starting quarterbacks that are on the injured reserve list. There's literally no more drama. Now you just roll behind Brock Purdy. There's literally no need to cause any drama. I get it. You guys want a backup quarterback because you got PTSD. And if Brock Purdy gets hurt, oh my God. Oh my God. We're already at oh my God mode. We're at our 3rd string quarterback. It's bleak. But hey, I believe in Brock. We have a good team around him. This defense is one of the best I've seen in a long time. One of the best defenses out there. So shout out to Brock Purdy, man. He played his absolute ass off, man. I give him a lot of respect, man. So I'm just going to support Brock. It's crazy. As soon as the news dropped, as soon as Jimmy Garoppolo goes down with injury, everybody's like, oh my God, Cam Newton, who are we going to get? Who are we going to get a quarterback? It's like you guys didn't watch the game. Brock Purdy came in and played a phenomenal game. A phenomenal game, man, under all the circumstances. He came out there and he was dealing. He threw some beautiful passes. George Kittle, tight window throw, chef's kiss. He threw a beautiful dime to Christian McCaffrey. He threw some dimes to Debo. I mean, guy was under pressure all game. They blitzed him 13 times. And he played tough, man. So I got faith in Brock Purdy. And I'm going to see how this goes, man. I love him. I like him. Again, it's all about confidence. You go and sign Baker Mayfield, that's going to kill this kid's confidence. He's a rookie. The kid is young, man. He's what, 22 years old, 23 years old. He's a very young man. They need to give him support and not create tension, man. I got this guy. I think Brock can go out there and do his thing. Again, we have a good team around him. You got players like CMC. Like, did you see what CMC did yesterday? You give him the ball, and he's going to create, and he's going to cook for you, man. I love it, man. Christy says he did great and helped us beat Miami. I love it, man. He played tough. Again, I really, really respect what Brock Purdy did. I may be the only one out there because I've been pretty vocal about this on social media. I said I'd rather roll with Brock Purdy, and people are slamming. Oh, we need a backup, this and that. I get it. We don't need Baker Mayfield, though. I'm cool with Brock, man. And again, if the 49ers end up having Brock Purdy go down to injury, and then there's just something in the water. We just don't deserve a starting quarterback this year. We really don't, because we are on our third quarterback, man. And again, shout out to Jimmy, shout out to Trey. I wish both of them didn't get hurt. Like it breaks my heart. When I saw Jimmy get carted, I was just like, God, man. I saw the notification. When I found out, I was gutted for him, just like I was gutted for Trey. It was a bittersweet win yesterday. I wanted to be happy, but at the same time, I was like, it's hard to be happy when you're starting quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, it's just bad. And again, I feel bad for Jimmy, man. He doesn't deserve it. His whole left leg every time gets in these crazy injuries, man. NFL Meeksy says, if Brock is a starter, wouldn't mind Baker as the backup. If Brock goes down, Baker is possibly the next best backup. But that's the thing. If Brock goes down, that's your third quarterback. Like, there's just horrible luck. It's just horrible luck. And again, I get it. Everybody wants Baker as a backup. I don't even think he'd be a good backup. Like, look at him in Carolina. He was not good. And then if he comes in to start, if you're down to that point, if you're down bad to the point of you have to have Baker Mayfield, I don't think we're winning any games. I really don't. I'm telling you, man, I just don't think he's good. And if Baker Mayfield's on this team, I guarantee you he would try to push to be a starter. And again, he has to learn that's the other thing, is he'd have to learn the offense, not to mention just coming in and trying to figure out how to be in this team as far as a personality. He'd have to figure out the offense. And I know Brock Purdy's a rookie, and Baker's a veteran, but Brock's been with this team all year, and he's been in training camp. He knows the offense a little bit more. And I know people are going to hate me for this one. I know Josh Johnson's not an elite quarterback, and they brought him in, and people probably say Baker's better than Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson's been on this team multiple times. He knows the system, and he's a veteran. He's there to help mentor and guide Brock Purdy. He's there to help as a mentor. He's not going to go out there and play. He's going to be a mentor. Jimmy's hurt. He's going to have surgery. Trey, he's young buck. He's hurting, but he's there to help Brock. But at the end of the day, you got to have veterans. And Josh Johnson was brought in because he knows the system and he could be a veteran. As Jimmy's going to be out for a little bit, surgery and all that stuff. So you needed to bring in a veteran that knows the system. And that's Josh Johnson. That's why they brought him in. Nothing more, nothing less. Do you think he's going to play? No, I don't think Josh Johnson's going to play. And if we get to that point, we are absolutely astronomically down bad at that point of the season. Yeah. Reyes says Rappaport said he knows Baker. Said Baker knows he will be a backup with the 49ers. He says it. Of course he's going to say that. He's got to say the right things. But for a quarterback that's going to be getting paid $1.3 million and a former number one quarterback and former number one pick in the NFL draft, all the hype that's surrounded Baker, you know there's going to be drama. You know there's going to be controversy. You think that the fans would not want this guy to be number one quarterback if Brock has a bad start? Imagine this. I'm just going to paint a scenario for you. Okay, the 49ers go Thursday night football against the Seattle Seahawks, and they got a big game. But guess what? Brock struggles. The 49ers lose the game. Oh, Baker Mayfield is your backup quarterback because you signed him a week ago. You know what? The fans are tired of Brock Purdy. He's not good. We need to get Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield gets inserted into the game the next week and gets cooked up. And now the 49ers are in a quarterback controversy. I tell you that will happen. I know you don't agree, but I can definitely see it happening if they sign Baker Mayfield. And the fans would be upset. It would be a controversy. The media would go, we do not need a controversy with the playoff push. I'm going to stand behind Brock Purdy. Let's see where it takes us, man. I like the guy. We have weapons and we have a phenomenal defense. I'm going to lastly say this. I do not think Baker Mayfield is a good quarterback. No disrespect to Baker. I just haven't seen it. Maybe he can go somewhere and prove me wrong. Maybe he can. I thought he was going to prove me wrong this year with Carolina, but he did not. Shout out to Baker Mayfield, man. You made it to the NFL #1 pick. Can't take that away from you. Respect. But I hope the 49ers do not sign Baker Mayfield. So, I love you guys. I'll be back a little later. We are going to do a Victory Monday show. But I wanted to come on here, give you my thoughts on Baker Mayfield because everybody's talking about it. Everybody asked me. So this is my thoughts on Baker and Brock Purdy and the whole nine. Shout out to Brock, man. He held it down. And again, I'm going to rally behind Brock Purdy, man. And if the 49ers do sign Baker, it is what it is. And he'll be on the team. And I'm not going to sit here and talk him down, but I really hope that they don't. So y'all have a good rest of your day. We'll talk to you later. It is Victory Monday. Make sure you guys go get some sushi today because we are eating some Victory sushi and we are smoking that Dolphins pack, baby. I love you guys. I'll be back later.